Morning, everyone. Um, I would like to bring to you start each morning with a plan. It's daily planning to stay well. During this time for a pandemic, we're all stuck at home. It's easy to just drift off and go to sleep when we want to, sit and watch TV when we want to. One of the things that I've been struggling with is just not having a plan for the day. So I wanted to talk a little bit about creating a daily plan, and this comes from the RAP program that we um, facilitate at the office. So let's get started. Why, how, and when? Why? Why would we want to have a daily plan? We're going to use this during times that we find it hard to keep our days meaningful, where you're kind of dragging through, like, what do I do next? You don't really have a plan. You aren't using your daily maintenance list of getting up in the morning, doing your makeup, your hair, getting ready for the day. Those things are kind of pushed to the side because we're at home. Do we really need to do all of those things? I've found that since I've started doing it again, I feel way better. What are the benefits? It increases your energy, your self worth, self esteem, even, and your mental wellness. How and when? You can create a daily plan to help you keep yourself on track when you're having a hard time accomplishing anything. So, the when. When is this a good idea? I mean, it's a good idea to have it all the time. I could pretty well follow a daily plan without having one written down before this pandemic started. Since the pandemic, I'm having a really hard time getting up and following those routines because there's a lot of unknowns. We don't really know what's happening later. So I'm working on my computer, I'm doing online content, getting up just when I feel like it rather than scheduled breaks. So during times of isolation, it's important. If you're spending a holiday alone, we can easily crawl underneath a blanket and just get stuck into kind of a depressive state. Um, when you're having a hard time getting off the couch, you lay there, you watch one show, and you're like, wow, I'll just watch another and another. And then time goes by, and by the time you realize it, you haven't eaten your lunch, you haven't even got dressed. Um, and you just feel kind of blah. It's really important for us to make sure that we're getting up and we're doing things and using some type of exercise or social communication, whether it be online or not, helps us to get out of some of those slumps. When you're sleeping too much or too little, so, depending on your lifestyle, you may want to have a different plan for each day that looks very different. Like weekdays, I would be getting up and going to work, things like that. Weekends, maybe I'm doing things a little bit different. I'd like to sleep in for an extra hour, or I'm staying up a little bit later because I'm having a friend over or something like that. Now, during isolation, that's not an issue, so most of my days pretty well look the same. Um, Maybe holidays are going to look very different for your daily plan. You may be having a whole group of people coming to your house, so that would change things a little bit. Summer and winter. So, winter, I mean, it's dark earlier. I tend to go to bed earlier in the winter than I do in the summer. Especially for kids in the summer who don't have a schedule because they're not going to school. I find that I know in our family, we just can't wait for September to come because you get back into some type of schedule and you feel maybe a little more connected with the world rather than just getting through every day. So, why now? We have enough work to worry about right now. Why are we worrying about a daily plan? So, with a lot of people off work in isolation, social distancing, canceled school, it's a really hard time to feel organized in the way that we spend our days. It's very easy to just sit around and be like, meh, just watch TV, or meh, I'll just play video games, whatever that be. With no idea as to how long this will last, we must take the steps to keep ourselves well. And if we go along for too long of meh, not caring, we will eventually um, have some type of depression. Maybe not clinical depression, and maybe not a diagnosis of depression, but depression can happen to anybody. And when you sit around for a long period of time and you're not connected with people, it's really easy to feel very sad and sluggish. So when we spend most of our time in our days trying to fill time, we overlook some of the things that are important for us to do each day to make ourselves feel better. And that would be any type of outdoor activity, whether it's even sitting outside and getting some fresh air, um, having a shower, doing your hair, self care activities, not just sitting in front of a screen all the time. So, how, you ask? Well, by creating a daily plan. This idea comes from a group that we offer at CMHA and Oxford Self Help. It's called WRAP. It's a Wellness Recovery Action Plan. So, I've put the link here on the screen so that you can find out more about WRAP. If you're interested in taking this group, it's a 9-week program that you would attend once per week in a group setting. Weekly attendance is really important because it goes through each step. You can call our office at the number here provided on the screen, or you can even email peers at cmhaoxford.on.ca. We can put you on the wait list, and then we'll give you a call at the next start date. If you're unsure because of your work schedule, or you don't really know if you'll be available when the next one starts, that's okay. Sign up. We'll give you a call. You always have the opportunity to choose when we call to say, hey, no, I can't make it on that date. And we'll try and work something out for you. At this point, because of isolation, we're not sure when our next WRAP group will be starting. We've had to stop in the middle of another one. So just keep an eye, and we will definitely let you know the next start dates as soon as we have figured that out. So this is an example of a daily plan. Now this is really, really in depth. This example came from our WRAP program. One of the feedback that I got from someone was that because it says from 8:15 to 8:45 you take a shower and get ready. Some people find that with the times it kind of sticks you to something, and if it's not done within that time, it can then feel like a failure. So the individual who had brought that up in one of our groups has chosen not to put times on their schedule, but just to make sure that they're doing all of those things. Say, these are my morning activities, my afternoon activities, and my after dinner activities. The reason that it's important to put everything in like this is because we do get caught up in the things that we're doing, and we forget to eat. And eating is very important. We forget to take those breaks for self-care so that we don't get stuck and zoned in a situation that really does mentally exhaust us. Um, so here's how to get started. And I made this template here just to give you an idea. I mean, you can do it anything that you want. So the daily plan, putting the time down of when you'd like to do that. And as I said, you can have morning, then the activity, and then how it felt. So how it felt, I mean, you can choose as to whether or not you need to use this column. Sometimes if we're in a space where we've been laying on the couch for a very long time and don't see the benefit of getting up, when you do get up and you write down how it felt to do that, the next time that you want to push yourself to get off that couch, you can look back at your daily plan and say, you know what, I felt amazing after I got off the couch. Let's try it again. So let's get this conversation started. What are some of the struggles that you are experiencing with your day? How are you feeling, like loafing around on the couch and not wanting to get up and do anything? Are you feeling that way? Are you eating proper meals or just grabbing snacks as you get hungry? I would like everybody to join us underneath this post to engage with others who are trying to make some sense out of all of this. Putting your comments in there of some of the things that you're struggling with. Maybe together we can come up with some answers, or we can support somebody else who's having the same struggles. Um, I'm really excited to be able to offer the wrap program to anybody who is interested. So please, if you're interested at all, or if you have any questions, shoot us an email, send us a message on underneath this post. We'll definitely get to answering you about those things. So have a great day, and we'll be joining you again soon. Bye.